We were discussing about Mohs potential energy curve and formation of molecules only. We were discussing about the curve only, and you can see potential energy will be having a negative value beyond this one. So the force will be attractive one. If the potential energy value that is negative means force will be attractive one. And here you can see the potential energy value that is positive, so force will be repulsive one. So above this point you can see the potential energy is positive, force will be negative. So you can see here from R to this position R minimum, potential energy is anyway force will be attractive, and beyond this force will be repulsive. So if you bring any atoms, and if you bring any two atoms that is very close to each other, up to this point there will be attractive force between the atoms. So further repulsive force will be there, means we cannot bring the atoms beyond this point. So what is the reason for that? When we bring the atoms close to each other, there will be electrons in the valence shell of the atoms. So these electrons will start to interact with each other, and that is the reason why repulsive force will be getting here. So here once the distance of separation is getting more, means that effect will be very less, and it will form a bound system. So the condition for bound system is that energy of the atom that should be less than 0. If energy of the atom that is less than 0, if you bring any two atoms, that will form a molecule. If energy of atoms, if you bring any two atoms, those energy is very less, means energy greater than 0. That is condition for unbound system, means if that situation is there, potential energy will be positive, force will be repulsive. If repulsive force is existing, means the system will never form a bound system. So that is the condition for bound system only. Let us move into our topic itself, and we'll go. This curve is called as Mohs potential energy curve. When atoms are very close, force will be repulsive. The intermediate region, that only we'll be discussing, Ra to Rb, the force value that will be attractive, and if E is greater than 0, the motion is unbound. That condition we wrote here. This is for positive potential energy. So when we bring any two atoms close to each other, its potential will be looking out total energy that should be less than 0. Means already we are having certain potential energy here. About this point, potential energy is positive. So we can see the potential energy is positive already here. So kinetic energy value, that is always positive. So from this point itself, we will never get any point that is E less than 0. So that is the point. About this point we will never get. Then already the atom will be having certain kinetic energy. So certain point in between this point also, this area also we will be neglecting. What is the reason? There will be certain kinetic energy, and the kinetic energy is also there, potential energy will be also there, and their sum should be getting greater than 0, means that will be coming unbound system. And here what this point is that is very far away from the distance between the atom, that is very large. So here what is happening is that potential energy value that is very less. Then kinetic energy, already it is having positive value. Here kinetic energy little bit more, that is more away from the atom. So kinetic energy little bit more. What will happen is that sum of kinetic energy and potential energy that will be again greater than 0, means that will form unbound system. So only we will get this particular region. It's this particular region that is very important, because potential energy that is having a large amount of negative value. So kinetic energy whatever may be there, if we add, the sum should be getting a negative value. Sum of kinetic energy and potential energy will be getting negative, means we will get a bound system there. So let us discuss the remaining part. So when atoms are very close, force will be repulsive. The intermediate region, force will be attractive. That also we discussed. Then E is greater than 0, then motion is unbound. Then for negative energy motion inbound in between Ra and Rb. That is the region in which total energy, that is negative, then only the molecule will be formed. Bound system means the molecules will attach together and form a molecule. If atoms collide with positive energy, if you look out two atoms collide with positive energy, we'll be discussing about the formation of molecules only. For that purpose, we'll consider two atoms, they are getting very close to each other and colliding each other, and they are having large amount of positive energy. Those situations normally they will not form molecules. So which situation they will form molecule, that only we'll be discussing. They can form a molecule unless they lose energy, large amount of energy to make it negative. So these two atoms will collide and they are losing large amount of energy, so that total energy become negative. That is possible, then only it will form a molecule. So this is possible if there is another third atom is present close to it, third party is close to it. It may be a surface or whatever may be there. The third party that can absorb energy from these molecules, so that the energy of the molecule become negative. Energy of both atoms become negative and a molecule will be formed. That is the one system, one possibility. Sometimes the third party may be a surface. We can see that for hydrogen molecule production, we are using platinum as a catalyst. So catalytic reaction, certain catalyst that will improve the molecule formation. This is the reason. If the third party is available there, they can take a large amount of positive energy from these two atoms and their total energy become negative and they will form a molecule. That is possible. So the third party sometimes should be a catalyst. That should be a surface that can act as a catalyst. Another possibility is by emission of light. When two atoms they are close to each other and they collide each other, and energy will be losing in the form of flash of light, and that maximum energy if they lose and the total energy is getting negative, they will also form a molecule. So the condition for forming of a molecule depend upon is that when two atoms get collide each other having large amount of energy, their total energy should be getting negative. The possibility is that another third party should be available there. The third party may be another atom, and that atom can take energy from these molecules, from these atoms, and the total energy of the atoms become negative and they will form a molecule. That is one possibility. And the second possibility, it may be a surface and it can act as a catalyst. Catalyst in certain reactions means two molecules they collide near to the surface. So this surface can take the energy from the atom and it will help the formation of molecules by making their energy negative. That is the case we discussed. Platinum can act as a catalyst in the hydrogen molecule formation. Then another possibility is that two atoms they collide each other and emit light, so that their energy become negative. In that case also the molecule will form.